Lynn Pillay.
Very much, Mr Chair. Mr Chair, I wish to speak on the Holidays Bill, and I want to start by just commenting on the former member who was Tohinere, who said that we are going back in time when we bang on about workers' rights. Well, I would put to that member, Mr Chair, that it is the National Party that is going back in time, because it was exactly what the National Party did in the 90s, except at that stage they were trying to cut 3 weeks' pay down to 2 weeks' pay. And I can still remember the postcards. I can still remember as a union official going in and having workers saying, can we please have those postcards? We don't want to sign one, we want 10. We want to take them home to our family because we are so opposed to this government selling off our holidays. And what did they say? I can still remember it. Max Bradford wants to take a holiday, yours. Well, I will put to this government that this is exactly the line that John Key's saying. And if this government thinks they can be so arrogant and keep chipping away and effectively assaulting workers by taking rights away from them, then they will find at the end of the day there will be a consequence. There will be. And we know, Mr Chair, we know that the changes to this Holiday Act, or the shafting of holiday entitlements, because that's what it is, Mr Chair, we know that actually the regulatory impact statement gave some very, very clear advice to this government. Did they listen to it? No, they did not. And that is the arrogance of it. It said, and it was just very, why this government can't see it is completely and utterly beyond me, that it would, they are blind, they are completely blind. It would reduce opportunities for rest and recreation from work. It would increase working hours overall and decrease time for family. It may negatively impact on health and safety, including increased risk of fatigue and stress-related illnesses. Reduce entitlements over time, that the net payment would be less, the list goes on, may decrease motivation and productivity. And for any government in a developed country to argue that it is progressive to cut holiday entitlements, or that 3 weeks holiday is actually unacceptable in this day and age with the stress that people are under in this country, that 3 weeks holiday, and I'll put it to this, there is no one on that side of the House that has only 3 weeks holiday. You could argue that some of them have about 40. No one. So in terms of... Exactly. There's been all sorts of examples, but the reality is that it is not acceptable. It was absolutely reprehensible when that government tried to cut entitlements to 2 weeks, and we remember the arguments, how vehemently opposed John Key was. I was on the Select Committee. I was on when young workers told him that they wanted 4 weeks holiday. And I still remember to this day what John Key said. He said, I wouldn't employ anyone who preferred holidays over money. I know. That was his words. And I think that was his words. That was John Key's words. And I would challenge John Key to take a call and deny that. I would challenge him to do that. We can challenge whoever we like. That's the arrogance. We actually live in a free world. We may not just heap a torrent of abuse on you, but we can challenge the things this government does, because it's dreadful. And you, Mr Bennett, you should hang your head in shame. That member should be utterly and completely ashamed of himself. Sorry, I thought Mr Douglas was going to take a point of order, but he's only standing up. That member should be so ashamed. Yes, he might get the pat on the head for saying, and there's been a few pats by the look of it, pat on the head for saying what a good member he's been. He's delivered, he's completely ignored all the submitters. He can say that. But I'm telling that member that what he did, ignoring every submission in that select committee, was a travesty.
I call the Honourable